Hey there, Alan Matthews here. In this video, we're going to talk about how to read chord grids for the guitar. So this is what a grid looks like. And this is yellow and it's got dots on it, and not all of them do. Sometimes they can be very basic and just be, just a very basic representation of this. But they all basically mean the same. And that is that we have 6 lines going down. Let's get a different color here. We have 6 lines going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have any number of lines going across. And this is what makes the grid. So how do we actually look at this and transfer that into something that actually makes sense on the guitar? And that's what we're going to talk about. So what these lines represent is, if you look at your guitar head on, like this. I mean, I'm not looking at it head on, but you could spin it around and look at it that way. But showing you the guitar like this, we have 6 strings, right? And if you hold the guitar like this, then those strings are going up and down, right? This is going to be the key differentiator, because oddly, we sometimes see the grids like this with the 6 lines representing the strings going up and down, but sometimes we see this grid on its side, and that's perfectly legitimate as well. And so you just have to recognize wherever the 6 is, and we also have this big fat dark bar up here that represents this nut right here. So we have the 6 strings going down, and whenever we see that, I mean, this diagram right here actually has it larger, but the one on the left is the lowest sounding string, and the one on the right is the highest sounding string. And normally whenever we talk music, it goes this way, so that low notes are on the left and high notes are on the right. That's the way it is on a piano, and this is just generally the way that we think about them, even though technically that's not universally true or anything. We could have done it the other way. So the other lines going across this way are the frets, as you may have been assuming there. And so then we have the lines, we have the frets. Whenever we see a dot on one of these, if there was a dot right here, then that would mean it's this fret right behind that second fret. Sometimes you'll see them right on them, but typically you'll see it behind it. So this would be the 5th string, because it's the second fattest string, or numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because that's the way that the strings are numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5th string, 2nd fret. And then this would be the note on that. And then so if you could have a full chord, say here's a chord, a little bit fuzzy, but nonetheless, you have different notes at different places on here. And then you could find where those were and then put your fingers on there. I chose this one specifically because of 2 things. First off, you also see ones up here, little diagrams up here. That means play the open string. So then if you're playing that and you see these, then that just means play the string with no finger on it. This one has 2, and that means you can choose, and you would only play one of them. But you could play either one of those, either this one or this one. The other thing that you'll notice about this particular diagram is that it's got red notes and black notes on it, or red dots and black dots, and triangles and circles. This doesn't make any difference as far as where to put your fingers and what you're actually looking at. It makes no difference at all. Whenever you see that just happens to be what's called the root of the chord, which this is a G chord, which means this is a G note, this is a G note, and this is a G note. That's all it means. So whenever you see these, the easiest thing to do is just ignore them, look at where they are, just go colorblind basically, and think a dot's a dot's a dot, and that's it. So you just get it, and you just go with a dark, lots of blue, but you get the point. You just think of it as a dark place, and you just put your fingers there. What this doesn't have is which fingers to put where, right? So you'll have to figure that out. Some of them do, they'll put them down here like 3, 2, 0, 0, 0, 1. You'll come in and you'll see that kind of stuff sometimes, but not always. Another thing you'll see is something like this, but then there'll be a number here, 7 or something. And that means that the grid is not based on the root position way down here. That means that this fret right here is the 7th fret, so that if you saw this note here, then this would be the 9th fret because that's the 7th, 8th, 9th of that 5th string. So the number right here tells you where on the actual fretboard you are. So this grid can move anywhere should it choose to. So that is how to look at and how to read these grids. They come in really handy because notes on the actual staff can look really, it's very easy to miss notes with the full staff. And so this really makes it much easier to figure out where my finger's going, especially when you're first learning chords or something like that. It's just a great way to do it. So I hope that helps. Please subscribe to this channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the near future. Take care.